Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I get to start out this video with no makeup on. Ooh. Excuse me. Today's video is going to be kind of a not really how to conceal, but showing you the power of concealing, good foundation application, and then just mostly contour highlight. The reason why I say partially concealing and everything is because without makeup, get closer. Without makeup, my skin is crazy. A lot of people look at me with makeup and be like, wow, you have awesome skin. It's so clear and so smooth. I mean, breakout wise and texture wise, I've been blessed with good skin, but I mean, it's like so full of red blotches and freckles and a couple like kind of pimples that won't go away. And yeah, so that's a close-up of my non-makeup face. So yeah, I just wanted to give you like a nice close-up of that because the difference between like no makeup face and then the end of this video, I mean, it's just one of the great things about makeup, or the power of makeup, what it can do. So before we get started, I just kind of wanted to point out, I've been trying out like different eyelashes lately. I think I mentioned in some of my other videos that I usually like to use the e.l.f. eyelashes, and they're like $1. So they're really cheap, but for me, they seem to work pretty well. I was at the store last night and they didn't have the e.l.f. eyelashes, so I tried another brand that was a little bit cheaper, and it's actually the Ardell Natural Demis 120 is the number, and those are what I have on right now, and I'm really liking them. Luckily, I thought they were going to be really long to where I wouldn't be able to wear them because of my glasses, but once I curled them and stuff, excuse me, they actually haven't been too bad. I also, what I do, you can tell they're a little bit thicker at the end. I tend to double them up because my eyes are so short. The whole strip would be like, I mean, it'd probably come out to here. So I like to cut that last piece off and then double it up on the end. So that's definitely like one of my eyelash tips. If you wear false lashes, don't be afraid to cut them, because I've seen some people just, they don't cut them, or whoever applied them just doesn't think, and they'll have like half of that eyelash like kind of hanging out of the corner of their eye, or kind of like bunched up trying to fit it on there, and it just looks crazy. It looks like a big caterpillar stuck to your eye or something. So don't be afraid to cut your eyelashes, people. And like I said, if you want a little extra thickness, you feel bad wasting eyelashes, just double it up. Take that little piece you cut and then double it on the outer corner. So, all right. Okay, so let's get this video started because it might be a little bit long. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply my foundation. Of course, if you guys have seen any of my other videos or follow my Instagram, my latest one was kind of a first impression of the Ulta Double Duty Primer Foundation. So I've been using this for about a week, and I find that applying it with my fingers is the easiest. I'm going to be kind of looking at a mirror down below my camera here. So I've been using it for about a week, and it claims to have more of like a medium to heavy coverage. For me, I think it's more of like a lighter to medium coverage, maybe. And the only reason why I say that is because it really, like for me, it doesn't conceal as much as I thought it would when I hear medium coverage. Some people were saying that it was really thick, it was hard to apply, it was cakey. I honestly think it depends on your skin type. With my skin, it's not too picky, luckily. So I haven't had like any breakouts or anything, like some people say that it does. So I've been lucky with that. And like I said, I just feel like it's more of a lighter coverage to me. I find I get a little bit more with applying it with my fingers than I would on a brush, but yeah. It's been okay though. I think it might be something that I'll buy again, especially for the price of it. because it's only $12.50 for a tube for 1 ounce, compared to like your higher end brands are like $40 for an ounce. And then some are even more expensive than that. So definitely pocketbook friendly. All right, so I apply my foundation. So as you can see, it kind of covers some of those red blotches, evens it out a little bit, but you can still see a ton of my freckles. Pardon me. Ugh, okay, so after that is where I go in with my concealing / highlighting step. Now, originally I was using my Naked foundation, if you'd seen any of my other videos, and I was mixing it with the caramel to give me a little bit darker of a skin tone, because as you can see, like the rest of my body's pretty tan and my face is pretty light. I still think that this foundation is definitely lighter than it should be compared to the rest of my body. So instead of actually going in and mixing it like I did before, I'm going to use this as part of my contouring product. So I know some people will use like, you know, a stick foundation that's a little bit darker, an actual cream contour product to do that. I had never done that until just recently when I had gotten this foundation. So I'll show you guys that after this step, but I just kind of wanted to point that out. So what I use for my highlight and conceal is actually the Dermablend Smooth Indulgence Foundation. I originally had gotten this as a foundation, but when I bought it, it was way lighter than what it should have been. And the people at the store were not very helpful at all. So I ended up getting it anyways and then not using it for a long time. So when I started doing the whole highlight and more of a concealing technique, I guess, I pulled this out and found that it worked perfectly because it is lighter than my skin tone. So what you want to do is just apply it throughout like the center of the forehead here, down the bridge of your nose, and then just down the top of your nose. So try and avoid the sides of it. And then I like to do it a little bit around the nostrils, because those tend to get red. And then a little bit on the lip too. Well, on the upper lip, because as you saw, I've got some red blotches and stuff there too. So I find that applying this with my fingers is the best way to do it. Of course, if you prefer using a brush, by all means, use your brush. These are just things that work for me. So I mean, to me, that's the great thing about makeup, is there's so many different ways that you can do things and kind of achieve the same look. So many different products that you can use that achieve the same look too. So not everybody has to do it the same way. So like I said, like what works for me and what I do, I just want to be able to give you maybe a different technique or a different idea on how to do things. It's definitely not me saying like, this is how I do it and this is how you should do it. You know, this is the right way. No, I just want to be able to help people and maybe give them, again, a different way to do things. So, like I said, do what works for you, for sure. Okay, so now that I've done that, I will go through, of course, the under eye area. Now, a lot of the times when people conceal and highlight, and of course, again, this might be depending on your skin and that sort of thing. What I like to do is I actually highlight like most of this area here, like where my cheek is, and a lot of it is to cover up that red spot that you can really now see, and then like my freckles. I know a lot of people will tell you just to do like that triangle there, so if that works better for you, or you found that when you apply it that way, it works better, do it that way. Again, I just do it this way because of the issues that I'm trying to cover up, okay? So again, trying to cover up that red spot and then my freckles. So if you don't have issues like that you need to fix or cover up, then you can just do it in the normal triangle. Okay. Do the same thing on the other side here. And I kind of drag it up to my temples. And part of my hair today, this is what I call my lazy day hair. I didn't feel like washing it and styling it, so I just ended up doing the whole half braid, half wavy thing. So when I do this, you'll see like little hairs pull out. It's because I used to have a side cut here. And so it's growing out, and every once in a while, like, those little hairs will like pop out like that and get in my way. So yeah, good thing is I can cover it. Oh, I'm getting so low on this stuff. It's so sad. And I've been trying to hold off on buying this because I do have like a couple of other products. I have Hard Candy's Glamouflage, and I've been reading, I mean, since it came out, I've read some things. I know Vintage or Tacky did I think a review video or something on it, and I find that I have the same problem she did, is I can't get the thing to set. And I don't know if it's because of like the consistency of it. Maybe it's a lot better on like drier skin. I don't know. I mean, mine's pretty normal. It used to be a combination, but for the most part it's normal. But I can't get that stuff to set for like anything. I mean, I put it on, and I've even tried using my translucent powder that I love using because it sets concealer really well, and it still just feels like weird. Like when I touch my face, I can feel it on there, and I know it's really pigmented. You only have to use a tiny bit, and I swear I use only a tiny bit, and it's still like I can't get that stuff to set. So I mean, after I run out of this Dermablend, I think I'm gonna have to go back and try it again. But yeah, if you guys have any like tips, or you found that it works out for you, or maybe like you found at first that I didn't and then you found a good way to actually use it, leave me a comment below, because I'm definitely interested to see, like, you know, how it works for different people. So as far as my setting powder, what I'm using is I do have a video on it, but it's the Victoria's Secret Translucent FX powder. And I mix it with my Nye Banana powder. So if you want to know a little bit more on why I do that, check out my video on setting powder. So what I'm going to do is go through and set, of course, all those areas that I just highlighted / concealed. And for the most part, what I do is just kind of stipple it on. I'm using my contour brush from Real Techniques to do this. Of course, you could probably just use a stippling brush, but I like this one because it's a little bit denser too. So in some areas, I do like to go through and sweep it or swirl it to blend out a little bit more. So again, whatever you find works, just you want to do it in a way that doesn't really disturb what you just laid down. So if you go in there really harsh and start like blending in and stuff, you'll probably slide around all that concealer and everything that you just laid down. Okay, so do the same, of course, to the other side. Now, with contouring and highlighting, I know, you can go really dramatic with it. You can go more natural. I think I like to sit kind of in an in-between stage as far as that goes. But for me, I've seen pictures, and maybe it's because this is like a little bit more of a dramatic way to do it, but I've seen pictures where people are just like stark white through the middle of their face and then just like dark, like, wherever they contoured. And for me, I really don't like that look. But again, it's just a personal preference. You can take all the steps that I do and you can, add to it, do more, whatever works for you. So I'm just going through the rest of my face to do a little bit of setting. So like I said, before I was mixing some of my darker color in my foundation so I could give myself a little bit more color. Again, as you can see, I'm definitely still a little bit lighter than my actual body. But since I've used this new foundation, I have kind of switched it up. Now, again, a lot of people will use different things as far as contouring products. If you want something a little bit lighter, you can do just, you know, like a regular bronzer, which was what I was doing before. Or you can go in and use like a foundation that's a couple shades darker than you are. You can use, you know, a foundation stick. There's actually cream contour products. So again, whatever you find works for you, go ahead and use. Like I said, now that I've changed this foundation, I've been going in and actually using this as more of my contour product than the overall, like, changing my skin tone, I guess, if you want to say. I'm not mixing it anymore. Whoa. That I will definitely have to blend in. So what I'm doing is just going through with this darker foundation and placing it in the spots that I would usually contour anyway. And don't forget to do your neck. You want your face to match your neck. I'm gonna go ahead and blend that one in because it seems to dry really fast on my neck. Yeah, so if you saw me, I put foundation down my neck too, and then of course with like any bronzer and contour, do that as well, because you don't want to have like two different colors. You want it to all blend through, face and neck. Okay. So as you can see, I'm putting it in the spots that you would just normally bronze. And then also contour. So depending on your face shape too, of course there's a lot of videos and different like I can't think of the word, different pictures, I guess, that show you like, you know, where to contour for your face shape. I have more of a round face shape, so I do definitely contour like more on the outer plane to make it seem a little bit more narrow. So definitely like down the chin here, and then of course the temples and all that. And I forgot to do my nose too. I don't have a very big nose, which is a nice thing, but even so, even with a small nose, I do like to go through and contour it because it kind of gives it a little bit more dimension. I've got, of course, the Asian flat nose, so as you can see, it's not very big, but still contouring it gives it a little bit extra dimension. And this little concealer foundation brush works pretty well for that because it is pretty small. This is another Real Techniques pointed foundation brush. Okay, so now that you look crazy like this, what I go for is my buffing brush. So again, Real Techniques, and I just go through and blend all of that in. Because of course you don't want to go out with weird streaky makeup. And so this kind of helps too, again, like bring that extra color back into my face. And then does some of my contouring work for me. So it's a good double duty. Again, those crazy little short hairs get in the way. And I'm just going a little bit over the rest of my face again to kind of even it out, to give it a little bit more color. Because again, that foundation's a little bit lighter than the rest of my body. So see, it fits, it definitely blends in a little bit better than it did before. All right, so your next option, you can either stop here and be completely done with the whole contouring part, or you can go in and if you want to deepen it up a little bit, go in with your bronzer. So I'm actually going to do that. I do like to deepen up a little bit, like as far as my cheekbones go. So I do, I guess, a little bit heavier of a contour on that. But again, not the complete like stark white and then completely dark. What I'm going to use today is my e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzer. I've had this one for a while and I stopped using it and then I went back to it. I have a couple of bronzers that I go back and forth through, but this one I started using again because someone, you know, posted another picture saying how it was a great dupe for NARS's Orgasm Blush and Laguna Bronzer. So I was like, hey, I'm going to pull that out again, try it. And I did the same thing with my contour brush. This is a large angled contour F40 from Sigma. When I first got it, I hated it and stopped using it because it shed like crazy. So I actually tried it again the other day and it wasn't too bad and it works really well as far as contouring the hollows of your cheeks. So giving that one another shot. Okay. So with the contouring, if you do that, you can see where to place that bronzer. Again, you want to highlight the hollows of your cheeks and then go through your chin. Again, I do it this way because I do want to make my face shape a little bit more angular because it is round. And then I go up a little bit here and that little divot of my chin. And some of this on camera might seem a little bit much at first, but once your products and everything really set into your face, you'll find they, at least for me, they tend to blend out a little bit more, so you may actually have to go in again with a little bit more product and kind of touch it up. I'm going to go through with my stippling brush and kind of blend that in. But yeah, so again, on camera it may look a little bit more harsh, but you can see once your skin actually settles and the products settle, what you need to darken up or blend in more or whatever. Okay. Alright, and then what I do for the side of my nose, I usually keep using this brush. I'll just pinch it like that so it's really thin and then go down the bridge of my nose, which I don't think I remembered to blend before that foundation dried. So I'm going to go back with my other contour brush because it's a little bit more dense and go in and really blend all that out. There we go. So see, it adds a little bit more dimension to my flat nose. It makes it look like it's a little bit more of a nose, I guess. Blend, blend, blend is the key. Alright, so now that I have that, so again, I'm matching the rest of my skin now, of course with the exception of like what is highlighted and contoured. The next thing you want to do is go in with your blush. Now I find this kind of funny, like, you know, there's always dupes for everything. I was watching Makeup by Allie. If you check out any of her videos, she's really good too. She really likes the Milani blush in the color Luminoso. And so I'd been wanting to try it for the longest time, and then I saw another person on Instagram post it. It's supposed to be, again, a good dupe for NARS's Orgasm. For me, it seems in a way a little bit more of a peachy, corally color than Orgasm is. And I say that too because this is supposed to be a dupe for it also. And they're pretty different. But, hey, whatever. It's a lot cheaper. And it's a nice color. I'm actually enjoying it. So, I'm going to use this as my blush today, and then I'm just using a stippling brush from BH Cosmetics. If you watch some of the other makeup gurus, I think Vintage or Tacky said this, and then I think Wayne Goss might have mentioned this also. There's a 2-finger rule when it comes to applying blush. And again, this is kind of depending on like your skin, I guess skin texture maybe, or like elasticity, the shape of your face. Good thing to do is the 2-finger rule. So apply your blush from 2 fingers in and then out. So don't go past those 2 fingers. And I like to do that too because I don't want like big rosy cheeks, like look like creepy doll to me. That's just my opinion. Again, whatever works best for you and your face. But that's what I like to follow. So I usually sweep it again, those 2 fingers back, and then up into my temple, and then a little bit down into that contour that I did. All right, and then the last step is to go in with your highlighter, and today I'm going to use Soft and Gentle. And I'm kind of rushing this last part because I realize this video is hitting half an hour, which I'm sorry, I don't have a computer to edit films, so I literally just do all of this in one big step and hope that I don't mess something up really bad. And sometimes it comes out really long, so hopefully this wasn't too long of a video or too boring and you guys did learn something. I'm just putting the highlighter pretty much where I highlighted earlier with the concealer. So down the center of my face, the high points of my cheeks, and then a little bit above the brow, your cupid's bow, and a little bit on the chin. So that is the finished product. I hope this helped you guys out, gave you a little bit different of a view as far as highlighting and contouring. Again, it looks a little bit more drastic on camera, you know, especially compared to seeing like completely fresh face and like really light to a little bit darker and then, you know, definitely contoured. So again, things tend to settle as far as products go. It might not look as intense, you know, especially after you get all the rest of your makeup on and stuff. But I will post, of course, a picture later on my Instagram. It's fox_beauty, and then it'll give you a little bit better of an idea of what I mean, you know, when you have the rest of your makeup on. But again, I hope this helped you guys out. Sorry it was so long. I had something in my eye. If you guys have any comments, any feedback, please leave me comments. I am always excited to get comments. I know now a whole lot of people have caught my videos, but for those of you who do, I definitely like hearing from you. Again, any ideas for videos, any feedback, it would all be greatly appreciated. Follow me on Instagram, fox_beauty, sorry. I do a lot of like makeup of the days and some first impressions and then like segues into my videos. So I hope that you guys have a great day and I'll see you next time.